All right, we've got restorative yoga this evening. Checking our audio, video. Looks good. Let's go get settled in. Got a big old stack of pillows. Woo! All right, so what we're going to do tonight is, this evening is a little restorative yoga. So that just means we hold a few poses longer to settle into the poses, giving some more restorative feel to our practice. So when you get into a pose, you put pillows and blocks and whatever you have in there to make it really relaxed, and then you settle into the pose and let that just be where you need to be for that, 3 minutes or 5 minutes or however long we hold the pose. But we're going to start with a little warm-up first. So warming up the body, warming up the spine, the hips and the shoulders is where we will begin. There's a lot going on here. I'm on Isla Mujeres, Mexico, the Isle of Women, and I've got a little apartment up here. So this is our first restorative away from home. Hopefully we'll get to do some more. I was just, it's way overdue, right? We need this. We needed this a long time ago. But let's do it tonight. So just start to bring yourself into that mindset where you're just going to take everything down, relax, be in a more contemplative state, where when you're moving in and out, you're just moving slowly. You're taking everything just as it comes and being very, being easy and gentle and loving, caring to yourself, to your body. So let's start seated just for some breathing, some pranayama, because that's where we warm up the internal part of us, is with our breath. So starting with some breathing, make sure you have your pillows, you have cushions, blankets, whatever you need close by that you can use for support underneath of the body. Make sure you have some room around you so you can stretch out. Take some time to listen. Take some time to listen to yourself. And not just listening to your thoughts, because that is probably not where you need to go, but listening to your body, listening to your heart and your intuition and the love that you have for yourself is so important, and listening to that. Just let the head float right on top of the spine. Taking some long, slow breaths. Just the gentle rhythm of your own breathing in and out. You feel the breath, you feel the air move in and out through the nose, the nostrils. So a little anapana, which is a breathing technique from Vipassana. So it's important that you just feel like the head is nicely balanced, because we're coming down through the neck. The shoulders. Chest. Down through the belly, the ribs, down to the hips and the legs, which is our foundation for our breath and movement for the spine. Each breath as it comes in, as it goes out, really trying to focus on that area where you feel the breath coming in and out of the body, the nostrils, upper lip, the hairs around the nostrils and the upper lip. We'll let the chin drop. Keep the breathing going. Release the shoulders. Drawing yourself down into your lap. And then pulling in through the lower abdominals, start to lift the spine, stack it up, bringing it right back up to the shoulders and the head. Let's take the arms up. Inhale. Expand. Inhale. Expand. One more. And then again, release the head, release the shoulders, rolling down, support from the arms. Pull the belly in, stack up the spine, slowly rolling up, head and shoulders. We're going to switch the legs if you have a cross leg position, other leg in front. Inhale. Exhale, expand. Inhale, expand. One more. Roll, chin drops, roll it down, coming back down to your lap. Pull the belly in, rolling up, Reset the spine, the shoulders, head. Just noticing how the neck is feeling. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale. Expand. Inhale. Expand. Release the chin. Roll it down. Draw the belly in, rolling up, reset the spine, the shoulders, and the head. A little twist. Just that side to side. And center, moving into a flat back. Let's go ahead and get our hands and knees position. Cow and cat. Just moving through with ease, with your own timing, your own breathing. We're going to hold the cow pose. And coming into a cat, holding the cat pose. Just letting the head release, back of the neck. Coming back to our cow. Pull the shoulders back. Tipping the tail, blossom the buttocks, and if you want to stick out the tongue, open up the eyes. And one more in our cat. Push. Center, coming into a child's pose. Just letting most of the day wash away. I know for some of us, we still got some of the day to move through. So just doing the best that you can to release and let go. we'll come up. Let's do just a couple of down dogs just to lengthen the hamstrings. Easy moving through with the feet. We want to have all the joints warmed up before we go into some deeper restorative poses. And just starting to slow everything way down. So if something feels like it's too much, too much effort, too much energy, and you just want to release it, come into a resting pose. Then really listen to your own body, to what feels right, what feels good. We'll do a little bit of shoulder right underneath, reaching. Just letting the weight. A lot of our restorative is just letting the weight of the body press down into the earth. So really feeling that. Other side, a little reach under. Just letting the weight of the body press. And we'll reach, both arms extend, coming forward, a little modified plank, bringing the chest down. Forehead rest. Let the legs stretch out underneath of you. And just taking a moment to draw the shoulders and the shoulder blades down into your back. So the arms are loose, but gently feel that drawing down the back. Reaching all the way down from the hips, the legs, right out through the toes. A little roll across the forehead. Elbows tucked in, lift the chest. Modified cobra. Just going about halfway up as you usually do. So it's a little back bend, but it's very relaxed, soft, even though you're working that cobra position. You're letting the hips, the ribs settle. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And release. Draw the hands back. A little push. Tricep. Child's pose. Arms extend. Coming up. Tuck the toes. Down dog. Walk those feet up. Working just an easy supported forward fold. So if you need extra support, blocks, stool, pillows, just feeling your feet flat for a moment. We'll lift the chin, monkey. and then walk it right back. Knees drop, coming forward, have a seat. Let's bring the legs out. We're gonna move right into a seated forward fold. So if you want to go soft knees here, always a good idea. When we want to keep things soft and easy, support underneath of the knees. Gently folding forward. A little scoop out of the belly so that we can let the head and the shoulders release forward. If you want a little more support, which is a good idea, put a little, whoops, careful, sorry. Put a little support on your lap so that you can lay over the pillows in your lap. Just depending on how much you need, maybe one for the head, one for the shoulders. So that we're in a very relaxed forward fold. Hopefully you can see me. I should probably bring the camera just a little bit closer, since I'm going to be spending most of the time right down on the mat. I think we can bring things in a little closer. Yeah. Boop. There we go. Because, yeah, important to see what's going on here. Let me turn on the light as well, just in case it gets dark. We only got our one light tonight. But this is important pose here because it's just getting us started. So I've got pillows underneath the legs so that it takes the pressure off the hamstrings, and then a pillow right up against the hips, right up against the lap, coming forward, and then if you want a little extra for the head. So it's almost like a seated rag doll. Feel like one of those dolls that it just sits on the bed, just a little rag doll hanging over your legs. Arms relaxed. Head relaxed. Hamstrings. The only thing I would say is just maybe a little lift through the pelvic floor if you want. And definitely if you need more stacking up in the front, because depending on your flexibility, if it's pulling a little too much on the lower back, then you want a little more lift in the front over the chest. So making some adjustments. The important thing is to try to relax every muscle. Just listening to that gentle rhythm of your breathing, the inhalation that comes in slow. Exhalation. Noticing how the arms are feeling. If you want to go palms up or palms down. Noticing how the shoulders, the head and the neck. And if you need to, making some little adjustments as the body starts to release and settle. Might need to make some adjustments. Might need a little more support. Or a little less support. Just give yourself about 3 more long, slow breaths. And then slowly start to come up and out of it. Just lifting the spine. We're going to make some room to come down. So getting your spine on the mat. Having your pillows, blankets close by. Get your spine right down. Yes, that's what we needed. Get the spine on the mat. So we'll start with knees bent. And just start to see how much support you need underneath of the knees. So if you want a full bend, or if you just want a little bit of a bend underneath of the knees, where the legs are stretched out, as long as your lower back is relaxed. And then a little bit of support above your head, because we're going to take the arms up over the top and let them just settle. Depending on how wide you need to go, you might need a pillow on this side and a pillow on the other side. So as long as your arms have some relaxed, we're starting to open up the shoulder. Yeah, if your elbows need to be down towards the shoulder more, then maybe go with a pillow on each side. And then after a few breaths, maybe you can start to extend the arms up a little higher. So just see what you need. Support. That feels pretty good though, just letting the arms the shoulder open and lengthen, and just every once in a while get a little more reach. Just extend those arms a little higher if you can. Checking in with the spine, tailbone, sacrum, lumbar spine. If you need extra support, you feel like your lower back is starting to pull up off of the floor, get a little more lift underneath of the legs, and that will help support the lower back. With the arms overhead, just start to increase your breathing. Expand the ribs. Expand each breath. Feeling the breath up a little higher in the rib cage, so up towards the collarbone. Up towards the sternum. As well as the belly. Taking some time to just feel joy in that breath, each breath. Letting that joy go into each cell, each oxygen molecule, just permeating the whole body. A deeper stillness within. Each time the lungs are filled up. A couple more breaths here, and we're just going to change the legs a little bit. Start to bring the soles of the feet up and in into more of a supported birth pose. So taking your time, maybe you can do that with the pillows you have underneath of you, just drawing the heels in. Or maybe you want a little more support underneath of the knees. Just slowly making that transition, the knees open, the hips open, the chest and the arms. A little connection with the soles of the feet. If you have room to give the head just an easy roll across the back of the skull. Making little adjustments. Little adjustments for more support. Give yourself a few ujjayi breaths, so noisy breaths. And then from here, we're going to release the arms, just moving slowly. Start to bring the arms down. And then making that adjustment, we're going to bring the pillows, the support from under the legs to under the hips. So if you can bring the knees up, lift the hips like a bridge, and just draw whatever you have under the legs, right under the hips. Do that, maybe taking a pillow off or two, or if you want it a little higher, adding a pillow or two, but getting it right underneath of the hips. And just taking some time to feel that lifted hip, knees are bent, feet underneath of you, and the shoulders are still on the mat. Shoulders right on the mat. Relax your arms down the sides of the body. If you want to go palms up here. So we've got a little bit of a supported inversion. The hips are higher than the heart and the head. So we're not going to stay too long, but enough time to really just feel like the hips are supported, they're lifted. Make sure that the neck is loose. If you want to do like a little washcloth or a small towel roll under the back of the neck, that is a good support, a good recommendation if you want it. If you don't feel like you need it, you can just open up the back of the neck because there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders. So maybe we'll just try to even that out a little bit. Knees straight ahead. Just soft through the face, soft through the eyes. See if you can feel that the movement of the blood, the pressure starts to adjust because all the blood is coming down towards the shoulders and the head. That's why I want to keep the neck loose and soft. Taking some time to really get into your breathing. Now your feet are flat, but there isn't a lot of pressure. They're just kind of floating. If you feel like you need to bring the knees maybe in towards each other, if there's any weight there. But just having them straight up is fine. Listening to the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Couple more breaths. Slowly making some adjustments. All we're going to do is let one leg stretch out. So releasing one leg, lots of pressure in the lower back, so get a little lift through the pelvic floor, but lengthening through that the hip flexor, right in the front of the hip here. So the weight of the leg pulling the ribs, drawing back. And we're just going to work one leg. Take a few breaths. And then bring it in, other side. Leg extends, the weight of the leg pulling, lengthening the hip flexor. Drawing in through the pelvic floor for support on the lower back. Just want to be very careful in your lower back here. Few breaths. And we'll walk that heel back up, knee coming up. Just drawing the knee in, lengthening the lower back. Instead of contracting, release. Other knee. So we're going to need to do a little more adjustment here. We might need to pull everything out and then turn it long ways so we can get the whole spine. We need a little more support underneath of the ribs if you can, and you can pull it all the way up past your hips, right up underneath of the lower ribs. Then do that. The hips start to drop off, but we don't want them to drop too low. So making sure that there's support underneath of your bottom. So support under the bottom, support under the hips, and right underneath of the ribs. So really the only part that is touching the mat now is just your shoulder blades, shoulders, and the back of the head. And again, the neck is loose. Check it, make sure the neck is loose. Again, the legs, if you need to go knees in and do a little teepee support, you can do it that way, or put a little more blocks or pillows underneath of the legs to support underneath the legs as well, as long as we don't compromise the lower back. Some long, slow breaths, really feeling the belly breaths expanding. We're not going to stay too long, so just enjoy the few breaths. One more big full breath here. And we'll remove any support that's under the legs. Scooch down a little bit so that the hips are now on the mat. Little adjustments here. Push those support up under the back. Maybe a little more for the head. And then we're just going to open up those arms again. So letting the arms open up to the side. Make sure you got plenty of room. I'm going to pull my mat over so that the arms are open. So we're very open across the chest, almost like a supported fish. Supported fish. So right up the spine, under the shoulders, support for the head, arms, and then if your hips are nice and flat on the mat, your sits bones, go ahead and stretch out the legs. And then just see if the arms, maybe you want the arms lower, maybe you want them higher, maybe all the way up like an extended fish. They feel like they might need more support if they're up above though, since the chest is so high. There we go. Arms supported. Send a little bit of energy into the pelvic floor and then maybe down out through the toes like our fish. If you can, with support, just letting the head drop back so that your throat is open, the chest is open. Making those little adjustments. Full inhalation, expand through the ribs. Full exhalation. Really taking some time here to work the full depth of your breath. We'll get one more full breath. A little movement through the legs, walking those feet up. We'll draw the arms up, a little lift of the back of the head. And then just rolling off towards one side. We're going to come up, work a little seated. So just moving slowly. Maybe start with a cushion to sit, because we want those hips lifted. So a cushion to sit. Seated, cross-legged, but bringing the feet and the hips, or not the hips, the feet and the heels out a little bit. And then we'll start to build a little support underneath. So right in front, so we can do a little forward fold, cross legs, lifting the belly. Maybe a small one on the top for the forehead. Let's see how that works. So support underneath, lengthening over, almost like where we started, but the legs are tucked underneath of us. A little support for the forehead, the arms released. Making little adjustments if you need to. Making sure you've got enough support underneath so that when you come forward, you can relax. Long, slow breaths. Just a couple more. We're going to switch the legs. So slowly rolling up underneath all of that support. Just switch your legs, putting the other leg in front. Tuck it underneath. Make sure coming forward, support for the head, release the arms. Making some adjustments. Head, shoulders, arms all loose, relaxed, supported. All right, couple more breaths. Just start to draw yourself back up. And then just feeling some alignment from the spine right up to the top of the head. Just a little more stillness within. And we'll bring the palms in. Giving thanks, gratitude, joy, healing for ourselves, for others. Honoring those that came before, passed away. Gratitude. Gratitude here at the end of the year, just a little time to be thankful for the people that we knew, who are maybe not in our lives anymore. Just thinking about that today, so send that out. All right, peace, much peace. Namaste. Excellent, thank you. Sky, the moon is out. I'll have to take a look and see if I can see Saturn and Jupiter lining up as the light leaves the sky. Have a wonderful night, the rest of your day, afternoon. Ooh, oh, get my butt up. Excellent. Thanks, Marie. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.